Welcome, I'm Bill Wake. We're here working on an app called Fiume. It's a financial planning app for kind of medium to long-term plans. And lately we've been working on amounts. We've created a money specifier that tells, well, right now it only knows about dollars, but we want to modify it so it knows about relative amounts. So we'd like to be able to say the value for this stream is half the value of that stream, or things like that. Okay, let's run tests just to make sure, but I did run them today, so I think we're okay. And what we're going to look at is this money specifier. Now, I took a stab yesterday and I tried to add a new constructor for it that took just the money and then it would just create the amount from that. I think I realized or recalled, well, the problem it had was it said, oh, the only constructor I see is the codable one. And I recalled that you can change that if you extract it and do it as an extension. So extension money specifier of codable. Okay. And what that does is it allows us to add another constructor and not fight this one. Now, I don't know why. I've got incremental builds on. I did a little research this morning trying to figure out like what's going on with our builds being so slow all the time. And we definitely have incremental building turned on as far as I can see. I don't know why it's not doing it, or apparently not doing it. I did play around and I think I got rid of that this warning here that clearly I did not get rid of. Okay. Oh, I don't know what's up there. Okay. But anyway, that worked fine. So let's check that in at least. Make codable an extension for money specifier so we can add an init. Okay, and then the other thing on this is, I think I have a better name. I think this should just be amount, because that's usually what we're talking about is like, what's the amount for this? And sometimes it's directly money, and sometimes it's something else. So I'm going to start modifying some names here, and then we'll add the new constructor after that. Okay, so I'm going to say this should just be money. Okay, and then this should be amount. Oh, come on. I'm not sure why it does this, but I wonder if it's something about the indexing, like the first rename changes some indexes and it starts those over. I think it'll run the rename eventually here. All right, well, I don't know if I want to wait that long. What's the other thing going on? Indexing, preparing Fiume test diagnostics. I don't know. Well, my system's not brand new. It's an M1, so it's not up to the latest thing, but still, this seems ridiculous to me. I don't know if it's just that refactoring was kind of bolted on or it really is just not working. Okay, I'm going to cancel and we'll try again. Still stuck. So I lost whatever progress that was. Seems to be making progress there. Yeah, it's something about the indexing is blocking it. As soon as the index finished, it was fine. Okay, amount. Good. All right, check our tests. Oh, let's get our this thing too. What are you doing? More indexing? Okay, and we'll change this because it's pretty minimal. I'm going to cancel that because nobody relies on this name. So this can just be an amount. Oops. And then the file, a money specifier. Nope. Oh, test. A money specifier. Let's rename this to an amount. Okay, and I guess I should sort this. Okay, we're in those tests. Need to turn off optimization apart from turning on incremental builds. Ooh, that's possible. I thought I had optimization off on at least some things, but you're right, it may be on for others. Let's see if I can peek but not change. And I don't know where that is going to live. Is it in here? I saw O none and I saw O. Yeah, okay. So debug, I've got none, none. Yeah, so I think it's off. I don't think these get different. Yeah. Okay, so. Cool. And I always like when words are going more towards these simple, concrete terms and not, the slapped on qualifier with specifier and stuff on it. No simple amount. Okay, this is good. All right, now let's try the initializer. All right, so we'll make it public, init, and this is going to take money. And it's going to return with, dot money of money. Yeah, I'm just not sure what's up with that timing for that stuff. It's just slow. There's nothing weird about this project. I mean, now we have a framework that's a little different, but I wouldn't expect that to make that much trouble. And we had the problem before. Okay. Add new initializer for amount. All right, so that built. Let's make sure we can use it. Okay, and so we'll use it here first. Amount 100. Okay, that's good. I like this. And then the other variation we're going to work on today is a relative amount. So it's going to be like zero point 0.5 of, you know, Bill Social Security or something. So it'll have different parameters, but it'll create a totally different type inside. All we have now is money. Okay, but let's find the callers of this, and most of them can probably move to the other parameter, to the other caller. Okay, amount. Not many places creating it. Okay, amount 100. Amount. Okay. Yeah. I mean, what's 47? Oh, now it's 58. I don't know if this. Okay. Very good. Okay. So now MoneySpecifier stands out. Oh, as a view. Yeah, we should change that name. I'm liking that. Two renames in a row. I can't have three. Oh, now it's going to go off and do those. Well, maybe the indexing is my problem. I may as well research that. Well, mine's not that bad. Excavator, right click copy. Close the project, open Xcode organizer, delete derived data. We'll try that. Well, yeah, this is probably it. Yikes. Well, this is all a couple years old. Alt product clean build folder. That seems promising. Large dictionary, little, no, we don't have that problem. Restart your PC. It looks like a summary of everybody's thing. Texting was paused. Well, I think when I delete this, it's going to, okay, well, it's probably going to have to re-index because I'm deleting the index. Okay. Let's see if we can find that alt product. Well, let's come in first. Alt product clean build folder immediately. Wonder if that's the one they mean. Okay, well, we'll monitor the situation. All right. MoneySpecifier constructor. Good. Well, first we rename MoneySpecifier to amount. Okay. Now this, I don't know if this is going to take us down a bad path. And then the other thing is we have this notion of an overridable value. So if you declare a stream and then you come in later and declare the same stream and update the end date, we leave stuff the same and then just update the end date, except we don't leave the amount the same. And so this would be make an explicit unchanged notion for the amount that says take the parent value. But in the last few days, I'm kind of questioning whether that thing is the right way to do things. It just seems like you've got the same name floating around multiple times and be very easy to not realize you were overriding one and stuff like that. So I'm going to hold off on this overridable value, even though yesterday was kind of what I thought I'd do next. All right, now, I don't know. The problem with this one is we have to somehow, given the name, we're going to have to go find it. Even if we had the ID, it wouldn't matter. We still have to go find it. Now, I don't know when. Yeah. I mean, this seems like something that happens at evaluation time. So with our system, you have first you set up I think we used to call it plan, but now I think we call it possibilities. That's sort of the overall structure of scenarios. You can have multiple scenarios, scenarios within scenarios, all that. That's sort of your possibility thing. And then we generate the scenarios from it. I'm not sure I'm using the current terms. Yeah, we generate scenarios from possibilities. Oh, no, plans are plans. Okay, yeah, that's the previous time. I guess possibilities is sort of the wrapper for the scenario stuff, basically. We dig through, create the scenarios. We pass in the people because we need to look up ages, but we also kind of need to know when you're in a scenario. We got streaming amount at month for people because the amount depends on that. But now the amount depends on the list of streams. I don't know when we're going to find those. All right. I mean, kind of reconstructing this in my head a little bit, but you have this in a given scenario. It keeps track of the pools and the streams. So streams are income and expenses, and pools are assets and liabilities. So salary or mortgage would be examples. All right, and then the string to Leah, that's where we look up this thing. So the scenario knows the information. That's probably good news. It can look up that name and try and find it. Okay, so is it only valid for there? It's only consumed there, I think. All right, so amount and an amount. All right, so this, I'm just going to test. Okay, function. Well, it knows, calculates relative amount. Or maybe it just knows. Calculating is kind of a runtime scenarios thing. Okay, set equals amount 0.5 of test stream. Okay, and then what I'm going to ask is the value. Well, this is where I'm not so clear. I mean, if it's just a blob of money, you know what it is. It's the value of that blob of money. But in this case, I think we're going to have to pass in a scenario and take that argument. Which is why I left it as an argument in the first place, because I thought we'd have to pass stuff like this. All right, but let's take scenario. Excuse me. Wow, whatever I just said messed it up. Could not find for test. Well, we just ran it like this. Well, what else we're going to have to do? We're going to have to add a stream to the scenario and evaluate value given scenario, I guess, in a scenario. Can it be seen in only delegating the column multiply result from the rated stream? The question is, how do we get to the stream? I mean, I'm assuming we'll give it just the name like this, but I don't think it changes it if I had an ID of some sort. But given the scenario, I can ask the scenario to evaluate it. Okay, I don't know. But I don't know. So it had to be the scenario. Can it be the same as a standard stream only delegating the call? Multiply the value from the related stream. Yeah, I guess the thing is, you don't. The problem I'm worrying about is if I've got the same name used in multiple scenarios, it might, in a given scenario, might reference one thing versus another thing that happen to have the same name. It makes sense that they do, but I don't think I can talk about a stream, a value of a stream outside of the context of a scenario. But it is annoying. And streams are structs, right? So I can't just pass a struct. Yeah, how do you get the related stream? If I pass the stream instead of its name, then I lose control if that stream changes. So I have to wait, I have to know that I have the current one. But yeah, this error is fine. Yeah, that's, okay. Oh no, amount. It's okay. It's confusing the constructor. Let's make a stream too. I'm going to move this down. Name, amount, dates. Name is parent stream. Amount is $100. Date range dot null. Okay, and then dot add stream. Okay, so yeah, I don't know. I'm with you. I'd rather find a way to make this less dependent. Oh, amount. Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah. All right. Now, is that and then expect set dot value equals $50. Okay, let's see if that seems, well, I need to pass scenario in as of now, whether it's the best or only way. The value is in a scenario. I think that's accurate because different scenarios could come up with different values for the streams. So yeah, it's got to be the one that's in its stream. Okay. Yeah, so syntactically, we got some stuff to do. I don't have amount with a ratio. Well, let's a double and a, is it going to be a stream? Does it make sense to be a pool ever? I don't think it does. Okay, so we'll throw some junk in. That line should be fine. This line should be upset. Okay, oh, I won't know until I build because of the framework. All right. The value, all right, first I'm going to make scenario of scenario optional equals nil. Okay, so I'm trying not to break anything while we go here. Okay. So my test should run and fail. Nothing else should fail. And then we'll find the usages of this. More than I expected. Most of these tests don't care. Okay, promising. All right, it got 42 instead of 50. Yeah, okay. Now, this, well, okay, I'm going to add the other case to double and string. And this, let's keep pushing it around a little bit. Change it to 52. All right, and this should be relative ratio stream. Probably want to distinguish this for a while. Okay, so let's make sure that doesn't break anybody. It should now get 52 instead of 42. Okay, that's good. All right. So now, well, I don't know how much trouble to buy. Okay, in this case, I need that scenario to do any work. All right, so what we're going to do, well, all right, let's open scenario. Okay, add stream net worth. Yeah, we don't really ask, where do we ask a stream for its value? Somewhere. This, okay, net income. Okay, so he looks at streams, streamed on amount at people. Ugh, this is where I think I'm going to have to, I was kind of afraid this would happen, that I have to now pass that. I have to pass along somehow, right? I have to get back to calculating the amount of a stream. If it depends on another stream, is going to require access to this scenario. Okay, so yeah, two problems. Means there's probably more. Yeah, one is stream.amount is going to need access to the current scenario to figure out a relative amount for a stream. And so stream.amount is going to have to take care of that. And then the second thing is if streams A's amount depends on stream B, but what if stream B is also a relative amount and depends directly or indirectly on A? Then they both depend on each other. That's not going to work. So there's some error condition in here, and I don't think we're great at dealing with errors. Mostly we just say, well, it must be worth nothing if I can't figure it out. If the dates are funny, it's worth nothing. If whatever, it becomes worth nothing. All right, so stream.amount, that's Leia. Is going to need something. Now, maybe it doesn't need the whole scenario, but right now we don't reveal that mapping. Okay. Open scenario again. Okay, and I guess the value question, well, let's go here. Sut is the amount of value in this scenario. Yeah, stream amount calls the amount on the related stream. Okay. And I don't know. I'm looking forward to the error case, but like, how are you going to know that it's valid or not valid? In effect, I think you should probably only be allowed to go, well, I could restrict you to one level. You know, a stream, an amount can be a relative amount, but the thing that it's relative to must be a simple amount. Or we have a more complicated thing where we track what's involved and we make sure that's not a chain, a loop. Okay. So that tells me I can't get amount from the scenario unless I can get the amount from the stream, which makes sense. I have to go to that. Oh, this should be parent, shouldn't it? Okay. Or source. Okay, so I guess I want to put the test on hold. I forget what you do. Is it add ignore? Nope. It's maybe it's an attribute on the test. Oh, where can I find this? Well, it's on my desktop. Lord help us. Maybe it's not on my desktop. Well, that's true. I guess let's not spend too much on it. Okay, so now we're saying, okay, we need to ask stream. This is going to have changes here. Amount is okay. Well, it's this object, right? So yeah, gosh, I don't know. Well, let's see what people is just to see. Okay, he is a class. The question to me is, how do I get these more global context things available when I really don't care where the context is coming from? Like, I'm going to pass people. The only reason I pass people is because what if you had an age? I would have to know the people. And now we're going to pass scenario because what if you were, excuse me, what if you're a dependent stream? And I guess I'm resisting because everybody that calls them out right now, none of them know anything about the scenario. And is it true that all places that do this will know a scenario? I don't know. Well, Leia and scenario. Okay, it is true. Okay. So, but yeah, I guess the problem I have is I'm creating a mutual dependency that scenarios have to know Leia's and Leia's have to know scenarios. Well, it is environment is that in the view space, but it doesn't have an analog in the in the model side, other than global variables, which I guess they're kind of like that, but not quite. The problem I have is I guess we're going to Aaliyah, right? That's the individual item, but we don't the context that shares the people and now the scenario is kind of a different environment. But I don't know. I'm maybe resisting. Let's make a little bit of refactoring that will kind of set us up. And I guess I'll make it nullable. Okay. So that should not break anybody. And we can take it off the nullable. Once we get it closer to working, I'll take that back off. Dates includes month people, then return amount.value. Okay, we call amount.value with scenario. That would be progress. Okay. All right. So, not the best explanation, but that's okay. Yeah, in a way, it would be nice to say something is kind of a global context, but I don't get to access it unless I explicitly say it's used that way. And then other objects that have it wouldn't have access to it, but it's still a global. I mean, come down to it. Okay. All right. So I think in this case, passing the amount.value, he really wants that scenario. Okay, let's pass that. Oops. Leia. Okay. Now, does that still build? Test.disabled, thank you. I mean, the reason I make a cheat sheet is so I can have this stuff at my fingertips, and I don't have the cheat sheet at my fingertips. Like, not so smart. Is it like this? Yeah, let's try with friends. No. Okay. Got it on here. Test name. Oh, inside. I don't know if the name is required. Comment spacing violation. Okay. That one's disabled. Now we need a new test. Okay, I don't know where I'm going back to. All right, somebody's got to look at that scenario, right? I guess it's got to be amount. Yeah, we know that. Amount has to be the one that looks at it. And if you give it a scenario, you're going to say, I guess the problem is going to be yeah, I guess scenario is going to have to own that message. So we want to ask a scenario. We want to say, given the name of a stream, tell me the amount. I guess we're going to have to know people too. See, this is why it just keeps burgeoning. Okay. Let's build a test for scenario. What's he doing? Blah. Let's get it. Okay, so if I want to ask the scenario, well, I kind of want to ask it find that stream and tell me the amount. And that thing knows the people already. Why does he know that? Oh, I guess it's not here. Okay. Yeah. So am I really asking this, but with a string? Here's a stream name. Give me the amount at Month. I guess it's got to be at a month. That's, I don't know. This is becoming tangled. Probably needs to find the parent stream every time the amount is called. Yeah. Well, on the one hand, I think I come back to you're probably going to have less than 100 things to look through, so it's probably not that bad to find it. But I guess I'm going to ask you. Wow, the value. Okay, this is different. The value of an amount. We really need to know when are you asking about it. Some of them are simple, and some of them care when are you asking the value for. And I know this is going to get more complicated when we add inflation and growth of assets and all that. Okay. It feels like there's more context. So I think this value all right, well, I guess in scenario, we're going to expect that dot something value of stream name at month with these equals 50. So what am I testing? Scenario evaluates stream evaluates relative amount. The stream stores the parent name, and the amount is called just as standard streams. The amount returned different depending on simple or relative. Yes, that's true. The stream stores, well, the stream stores its own name. So when I say bill Social Security, that's the name of that stream, and that's the name we're going to be pulling through. But yeah, this evaluation here depends on the complexity of the stream it finds. Okay, let's see if I can fill this thing in. Well, the SUT is going to be a scenario. Okay. People. I don't depend on that. Okay. But I'm depending on an amount somehow. All right, so I create a scenario with that. Okay, now I need to add a stream. Let's add one. Okay. Now, amount has to come in here somehow. So I guess amount is going to be created. Yeah. Let amount equal amount half of job. Should probably say it's money. And then I usually try and put them in the order that they are the most stable. Well, somehow I'm passing in job. Yeah, I don't. This is a scenario test. We shouldn't need an amount. I'm saying job at month. At some month, because the date range null means take any dates. Okay, so the value of job at this month should be 1,000. I guess it should just be 1,000. It's going to be this amount's job to multiply it. Okay, because this thing doesn't know the ratio. New stream that has the 0.5 job amount. No, I don't think so. In reality, you'll put these amounts in streams, but just in terms of evaluating one, we just need to know who do you want to evaluate. I want job as of this month. Then it should go to dig up the job stream and return me the value for the amount for that month. Now, I don't know if yeah, okay. Let's push this in and see if we're getting anywhere. Okay. Public func value, and we had the stream name and the, I guess I'll keep them at month, year, returns money. All right, and put the add in here. The value of the stream job in 2025 January should be 1,000. Yeah, mostly we're testing that we find the stream and the value at that moment. Because do we want the stream back? Yeah, maybe we should just find the stream. Okay, if we found the stream and gave it back to you, you can ask amount at month, year, given people in this scenario. Well, I don't know how that would work. Yeah, maybe that's the thing to do. So to evaluate income, you're going to do stream.amount at month. Stream.amount is going to go back to the scenario and say, okay, dig this up for me. All right, let's change it. Let's make this find returns Alea. Alea optional. All right, go back to the test. All right, so I create a scenario. I put this in there, and then if I say find job dot amount, well, amount seems wrong. Somebody's got to do a value. Somebody's got to tell me something. I guess dot amount. Okay, can we make this work? All right. Create a scenario, add an income stream, and then look for it. Well, I'm going to say it should be there. Okay. This should fail. It should blow up in 139, I think. Excuse me. Fatal error. Good. Okay, right where we expect it. All right, so now the scenario. Okay, so scenario is going to do a search in its streams to find this value. Okay. So it should do streams dot index for key. It must, isn't there just a look streams sub stream name, right? Okay. So this is not evaluates, it's finds named stream. And you know what? I almost think this should be like that. Yeah, somebody else is going to do multiplications. At some point, somebody has to commit, right? But I think keeping scenario to knowing I know my streams, I know pool, I know my pools, I know my streams, and I can compute the total value of that, well, the net income or the net assets of those two things. That I think is really what he does. This net worth calculation, I do want to get it out of here, but that's another day's problem. Okay, what are my complaints? Mean value ratio. Yeah. Okay. Now, okay, so scenario. Now we're pushing back to stream.amount. Okay. Okay, so if I ask you for spouse SS, which is half of main, no, spouse 2 SS is half of spouse 1 SS. Okay, and you're evaluating spouse 2 SS, and I say, what's your value? Are you in range? Yes. Okay, it's the amount value in this scenario. And amount is it's really amount. Okay, so it's up to, we're back to amount. Amount value, okay. Well, I think we're back, are we back to this test? Okay. Now amount, okay. So we know you're relative. So we have to ask the scenario dot find stream name. Let's let that be the base. Now this is where, right, this can go wrong because base could be nil. All right. I'm just going to zap it out to 0 if it's nil. Otherwise, I need to take this scenario, the base, well, I want ratio times base dot value. Well, what is base? It better be a stream, Aaliyah. Okay. guess I want amount at. The parent stream may change between the creation of the value and the call to amount. Yes, so this is why you have to find it when you evaluate it, which I think we're okay on that part. Why aren't you seeing that? Okay. Leo, we have to say at some time. We really need to be asking the value of an amount at a particular date under a particular scenario. And so this is going to come from somewhere rather than me making it up. Yeah, okay, yeah, we are trying to do that delayed evaluation. Okay, so value, what else does it need? At people, oh golly. Oh, this is why I hate this. I just don't have a good pattern for what to do with this sort of global context that we really do need. Okay. Yes, what did I say? We need people and scenario. Well, I'm going to shortcut it again. And scenario, we know. Value of type Leia has no member value. Oh, amount. And does money multiply? Okay, scenario label I can take. This is dollars. Maybe we want money to finally get its own true type, not just pass ints around. All right, let's get the ratio going first. Okay, so let's do this, convert this to double. And convert this to money. Is that going to work? Okay. Now, okay. Yeah, I'm not totally clear where. Well, no, I do think this is the right place because this is the thing that knows. It knows there's a ratio to multiply by, and that doesn't seem like scenario's job or Leah's job. Now, if I didn't have all these hard-coded things in here, we have to pass in the month. Okay, so I think we'll just force this at a month, year. Okay, so there should be any caller to value currently needs a sample month, year. Okay, amount original equals amount dot value. Wow, already we're messed up. amount original equals amount dot value. Okay, so well, this one is easy. Oh, add month. Okay. This one, I don't even know what this means. I don't know that you should set this really. Okay, so now we have amount original equals money. And amount says if we have amount spec, but this constructor always has amount spec. Can the month be optional for value? I don't think so. Well, this place is problematic. Let's go to another one. Amount. This place is problematic too. Dollars. Well, okay. Why do we have amount and dollars? Dollars is the editable amount. Okay, that one's problematic. That means this one's probably problematic. Amount spec dot value. This probably should be amount dot, just amount. Okay, let me get this thing right. The created amount. Well, okay, this is, no. Pool amount view adjusts amount spec. Okay, so I think oh golly. I almost think pool amount view should be returning money and not amount. No, but he's gonna adjust. Well, this is kind of an unconsidered consequence for me, I guess. The amount, the view is going to track into the amount. Okay, let's go down to amount view. Okay, and so he's got dollars. Amount. Money created amount. Okay. Created amount. Well, valid doesn't. Oh, yeah. Why is valid in here? Well, okay. It is asking about the whole thing. I don't think the month can be optional when you're evaluating it, but we're trying to get a generic value from it. I don't think this view is set to answer that question. Unless we want to give value an amount, an invalid spec or something like that. But because in general, like amount spec, we haven't dealt with amount view yet, right? But this assumption that all it's going to do is create some dollars is wrong, right? Because in the future, we're adding this stream. You can select a stream. We'll have the names of the streams or let you type it in and the ratio, but that there's no sense that you're going to get the actual dollars back. You can initialize it from that if it makes sense, if it's money, but not otherwise. Okay. So I don't quite know. Especially if you, yeah. So I mean, honestly, I think this is going to become more complicated. Kind of like the date specifier. We have unchanged. You know, it's a three-way selector, unchanged, actual date, or whatever number three is. But there's three possibilities. Age is the other one. Age. Okay, so I mean, this stuff, this whole thing is one choice. You know, it's the amount, you know, actual amount, dollar amount choice. Extend amount view to handle row. Yeah, I mean, probably I'll extract this out as yet another sub view. But yeah, it should handle the amount. And it should be able to change the binding. But I don't want to jump into that just yet. I want to get the calculations right before I let you create them. All right, now this value created amount, that's a trickier one. Need to pick the stream and the multiplier. Yeah, yeah. So I mean, these definitely apply to the amount case. Yeah, let's go into the other easy cases. Pool view is the same. Stream view. Okay. Streamed on amount. Well, this is I think this says amount needs a description qualifier because sometimes we want to put the value per month and other times we want to say it's dependent on some other thing. Could take an optional argument that defaults to nil. Yes, but that will hide the places like this that that don't. I don't know. There's like a value. There's a value that applies if you're a simple amount, a simple dollars. Um, I don't know how to get dig out of this without going too crazy. Excuse me. Um, this amount original. Maybe go back to that. Is non-negative. Well, you don't know. Yeah, that's exactly it. Description for relative amount is not in dollars. It should just say one half of whatever. And now we have, okay, where are we with amount? If all you use is money, everything works. If you use relative, I've got these hard coded values and things are a little crazy. But this, well, okay. If I do this, that should let us build. But maybe I need to get the description straight. Now we don't have a description right now. Okay. So we're greenish. I guess this can become at bang. With this guard. If at is nil or base is nil, blow up. Okay. Right. That should kind of pass. Well, no, it's gonna return a 0 somewhere, I think. Yeah. Why does that require that? No, that's out of date. Okay, but what did we get? We got 0. Well, no, we probably should put it in here. I mean, that's kind of what we're trying to prove. And it should be able to pass that through and hopefully get it. Okay. Now, where does that leave us? Okay, so, well, what it does is it lets us not pass these in. Okay. Which is a little weird, and it hard goes people to being like, don't look at the people. Okay. That's weird. I, I don't know. I mean, my alternative is I could set I could give amount a static field and put the people in there. Scenario, I don't think you can escape, but people, I hate to pass that around. Like I got to pass around the month, year, the people in the scenario. That's not so good. Okay, so what we have working then, add support for relative values in amount. Yeah, okay. And we need the people because the stream you're asking, if it terminates or maybe it starts based on age. So I'm setting up my social security and say I'm going to start at 67 and my wife can have half of it. I don't know if she has to, let's say she has to match my dates or something, but you know, when she's eligible, she can get whatever I would get at 67, but that doesn't start for a few years yet. So if she asks for it at today, it's going to say 0. That seems right because the date's out of range on it. Okay, I think that's okay, but yeah, but it can't calculate that today because the people aren't passed along. So yeah, this will break in that scenario because it'll try and look up my name because it's based on Bill's age. Yeah, okay. We could create a special string that does the lookup and delegation using the relative amount. Yeah. But the stream's going to have the same problem, isn't it? I mean, it's going to have to refer to another stream and get these values. So I'm not sure that solves the problem. I think it might just push it over to that new stream. And then most of the rest of the time you don't want to think about is it a special stream that does something differently? Like we can't, well, I don't want to try and subclass Leah with the codable stuff, I guess, is what it comes to. But I think we can break some of these dependencies. So where was that amount view? No. Well, that one's going to have an issue. Where was slash month? In text. Here. Okay, stream view. Yeah, we should ask stream.amount.description. So let's pull this over. And let's get amount doing that. Okay. And if I ask you expect description should be equal to 100 per month. there any spacing? Doesn't look like it. Okay. Amount. Well, I don't know. I'm going to put this below the constructors. That's just more normal. Okay. Now, if I ask you description, I guess. Okay, for this stream, it's just well, no, we got to switch. Switch self of case money amount case let relative, right? Yeah. Okay. Okay, so number of money. Yes, it does. Cannot match values of type self. Oh, thank you. Okay. Okay, so that should work there. An amount. I probably have a dollar sign in there somewhere. Yeah. Well, we'll get it working. All right. That'll fail. Okay, now formatting. I know there's a way to format numbers in a sort of intuitive way. I really don't want more than 3 digits. Okay. Well, I'll do it this way first, but okay. Right, I can set maximum digits. Let's change the test. See if we get something reasonably right here. Yeah, that might look nicer. Oh, we hit run. Okay. Nobody's calling it yet. Oh, we screwed up something. Oh, man. Oh. Mm. Now, I'm not sure what got screwed up. I did run it earlier today and saw that it was still good, so it's something we've done this afternoon. Oh, yeah, that's true. That would. But it looked like it got this part right. Okay, that's promising. Um, well, I think I just trashed that. Um, I think I just screwed it up. I can't get back to it. If I, well, I can run it again and we'll see the JSON, but it's going to be empty. Oh. Oh. Well, what have I screwed up then? Oh, amount spec. Amount. Amount spec is still called amount spec, so that part's okay. Amount. All right, it's now called money. Okay, well that can be kind of fixed. Yeah, so I think we've left error handling on loading. We don't have a good approach for that. We we just silently clear out the data, or we don't fill it in with anything more accurately. Okay, but I think what I've done though is I changed amount, and so I need to do something like this. Amount. Okay, so we added a description. Let me commit that first. Added amount dot description. Okay, but our amount, I changed this name from amount, so we have, well, case money equals amount, and then case relative. All right, so let's run this. I hope I can declare those keys and then add the extension. Yeah, okay. Glad that was easy. Nothing else is easy today. Okay. Stream view. Okay, so now in here we'll take the $sign off because that's the responsibility of the stream view. Stream dot description. Okay. Stream dot amount dot description. Okay. And here we have these. Well, that'd be a good excuse to fix this formatting too, wouldn't it? All right. Run this. It should look unchanged. Yeah. Okay. And pool view probably has similar code. Yep. Pull dot amount. I guess I don't even have to say description here, do I? Oops, left the $sign in. Okay. All right, now these other guys. So it's not pool view, it's edit pool view that's really the troublemaker. Stream amount view. Okay, yeah, these guys. All right. So the background color, I would still like asset and liability to kick in. Now, it doesn't really make sense to make a $0, but we don't enforce that either. I mean, maybe if you say you're 0 and we say you're a liability, you're red, and green if you're an asset. All right, this blocks that, but we can't use that in general. Okay. Can I extract a method? Can I just return some view? Okay. Will there ever be a relative amount on a liability? I've assumed it will always be streams, but yeah, so what about expense? Is my expense, well, I could kind of see, I don't know how these work, but I could see something where a couple divorced and one person's well, maybe each of them is responsible for half of the car payment or something, or half of the, I don't know, something. So less likely, but not impossible, I would say. But but I do wonder if maybe we really should not use the positive and negative to determine income versus expense. Like maybe that flag is a real thing. I don't know. You get another change. Okay, but what I'm wanting to do here. Okay. I'm gonna say switch amount. Cannot be used on type view. Okay, so I'm trying to take the steps to move to an amount view that knows which thing it's dealing with. Change of dollars. I don't think I'm doing it very well. I'm going to revert this one. Try again. Okay. So I'm going to make this money amount view. Okay, now we should complain. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I've left it there now. So this was a mount view. Now it's just everything. Implicit return violation. I don't think that's a real. Okay. Is this gonna work? And if I do it, which one do we do? Stream. Okay, so that still looks good. Right. Okay. Okay. I think I just tweaked spacing. Yeah, this file's getting a little crowded. I'll take a negative one. Right. Okay, so that amount like that, that's how we want it. Okay. Now, I think this one's okay because he's going to amount equals init projected value amount. Right, but that I think I'm going to pass in the dollars. Okay. So amount and dollars, what dollars? Okay, and this is now absolute value of dollars. Okay, so now we know what the dollars is. It makes sense. We set it. And when it changes them, it updates amount. That seems fine. The background color, okay. Okay. All right, and this affects both, oh no, it affects both pool and stream view. Okay, so the pool should look just as good. Right. Okay. And Okay. So I want to get the case. So this one knows the dollars now, so it's okay that it's looking at dollars to figure out. Okay, so I think that's doing what we want. That's dollars. Okay, so good. Now, that doesn't get rid of everybody that should be using at. Okay. What do we have for time? Let's define the other half. Okay, so this is relative amount view. There is no, well, it's going to take the other two fields. Ratio is ratio, and stream is string. Okay, so this thing doesn't exist. Well, I guess this much is fine. All right, we need those two other fields, ratio and stream name. Okay. Then I'm going to move this in. Missing argument body. No, something. Oh, well, okay. Text relative TBD. Okay, and now let's make the preview do its job. Am I gonna regret it? Okay, well, I'm going to change it while it's thinking. So vertical stack. Divider. It's trying. All right, I should say I've got family in town next week. I'm not sure if I'm going to be broadcasting. Well, I don't know which days I will be broadcasting at this point. It may be none of them, but most likely I'll try to do Monday, and maybe not some of the others. But it's kind of up in the air for me. Okay, so well, you've crammed it in very tightly. Okay, that's more or less okay. Right. Okay, so now this one we know it's the ratio and other one. Okay, so well, do I need the init? I don't know. I guess the last two are states though, right? Okay. The body, well, it's going to do this at the end. Let me add a to-do to show this as percents. I like that. All right. Well, I may leave it here. All right, I think I will leave it here. All right, well, we made some progress today. I think we're still a little balled up in exactly who owns the modification and multiplication and all that. But we'll tackle it next time, whether that's next week or the week after. All right, well, thanks for joining today. Take care. Bye-bye.